All right, big question. Is today's market rally, is it a relief rally? Is it the beginning of something new? Is it something to be sold? I don't know. That's why I got Charles Payne, host of Making Money right here on Fox Business, looking spiffy as always. So, Charles, everybody was kind of girding up for a big bear market, and now all of a sudden it's up 700, and I'm going to say 750 points. What's going on here? Help us out.
I think it was a bear market rally. Mm-hmm. But these are good. These are reminders that stocks can go up. And believe me, after the last 2 weeks, we needed a reminder. Mm-hmm. Not a lot has changed. There are really small, tiny things. Copper's coming down. We've seen retail foot traffic down 5 weeks in a row. Real small, nuancy things that would suggest maybe peaking inflation. Doesn't mean that, we both know doesn't mean it goes straight down. But some of the things that you do ultimately want to see before you feel like maybe the Fed will not, completely wreck everything. Because I think that's a big question mark right now over this market.
Of course they will. They're the Fed. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Of course they will.
Yeah.
They don't know any better.
Yeah.
And that's why, look, I don't do the stock market the way you do every day. Once upon a time, I had a bigger interest in it. But I just kind of looked at this as a pleasant relief rally. Yeah. You sell into it, or Charles, you know me.
I think it's too late to sell into it, though. I know a lot of my guests say the same thing. I think this is the worst beginning of a year. Only 1 year has been worse, 1932.
Ooh.
So if you haven't sold this year, and you've got great quality names, and you're 43 years old, I think you'd be nuts to take a big loss right now. Now, if you own Peloton and you want to go ahead and get rid of it, mm-hmm. That's something different.
No, I think you're 100% right. It's probably too late to sell. It may be too early to buy. But on the other hand, if you buy on the way down, isn't that a clever? I know it's a bit Pollyannish, but if you believe in stocks for the long run, as I do, and the cavalry is coming, Charles, this little left-wing socialist interlude will pass before too long, I think. Maybe, I don't know what today was, but maybe it is time to buy.
I do
gradually.
Agree in that sense that if you are a long-term investor, you're not trying to pick the exact bottom. You start to pick your spots. There's no doubt about it. And I got to tell you, you go back. I remember, for instance, 2009, how many people told me, well, I'm not going to buy yet because the next shoe is going to drop. Back then, the next shoe was going to be commercial real estate. So, of course, we get that March 9th low. No one buys. We start to nibble a little bit. Goes up. No, not buying. The next shoe is going to drop. Not buying. The next shoe is going to drop. And so you got to the point where people who were a little early and bought in December, they were okay. Mm-hmm. People who have been a little early bought October, they were okay. People who were a little early and bought in July, they were okay. While the folks who were waiting for the next shoe to drop missed the whole thing. So mm-hmm. I'm inclined to agree with you. Again, not for people. Listen, there are some folks who are great out there who are really nimble, know how to take advantage of these things. But I think for the general population, mm-hmm. we're getting to a place now where if you want to really have transformational wealth, some of these names are so beaten down. Do you want to own Apple down here? I think the answer is
Heck yeah.
The answer is yes. I think it's yes.
The good working folks that watch Fox Business,
right?
They can't spend all their time in PayPal transactions every day the way these highfalutin striped pants set does. Right? We have a completely different.
Nancy Taylor had the best answer today. she told me, she's like, yeah, I didn't trade during a commercial break. Like, you have some of these people. Yeah, she had the best line. You have some people come on financial TV. Yeah, no, I just took profits 3 seconds ago. I just bought this during the break. Like, huh? What?
That is not our crowd.
And people are at home and trying to keep up. Like, wait a minute, what'd you do? Yeah.
During the break. No. So I thought a really big event today was, of course, I follow Elon Musk very, very carefully. He's my idol. He's my hero. He's for free speech. He's so good. He's even voting Republican this fall. Twitter said that they are recommending, that the board is recommending to their shareholders that they sell to Elon and take the company over. How important is that?
It's very important. It's a step in the right direction.
Does it clinch the deal?
I think the deal's clinched. It's just a negotiate. They're just negotiating over money right now. I mean, listen.
You know who told me? I don't mean to interrupt. I probably shouldn't even say this. But I had a lovely long talk with my former boss about other matters. It was this today. It was over the weekend. How's that? And we were talking about trade, and I was saying you got to come on and don't let the Bidens pull your Trump tariffs off trade. This is the wrong off China. This is the wrong time to do that. And then he wanted to know if I thought Elon was going to buy Twitter. And I said, I thought Elon was going to buy Twitter. He didn't think so. But today's effort by the board, doesn't that kind of...
It's just the dollar. It's just, listen, Elon does not want to overpay. And he is overpaying by a gazillion dollars right now, you know. But I think the board knows that as well. You know, listen, it's a negotiation. The board, I think they're ready to move on. They botched it. They had their turn at it. It's got great potential. He's talking about making it a U.S. version of WeChat. And listen, let's not forget, you know, everyone forgets where his initial fortune came from. PayPal. He understands payments. Can he make it a social media, entertainment, payments platform, as well as a communications device? If anyone could do it, I believe he can.
Doesn't Elon drive the whole stock market? I thought he did for sure.
There was a time when it looked like whatever Tesla shares did, that's what the market did. Not as much right now, but certainly when you had the hot money sloshing around there. A lot of that hot money, though, got burnt to the crisp. So not as prevalent as it was maybe 6 months ago.
So, Charles Payne, my last question is a simple one. As the Fed jacks up interest rates, 75 at the next meeting in July, 75 in September, maybe 75 more later in this year, because inflation is very, very sticky, how bad will stocks get hurt? I don't want to lead you on this question at all. That was a joke.
I think stocks are somewhat vulnerable, obviously, to the downside. But I'm telling you, we're going to get a CPI report that's going to be so shocking to the downside. You
really?
know? I think so. I think we're going to. I think a lot of things are getting cut off right now, Larry. I really do. If you see how quickly people have changed their minds, whatever it is, existing homes, new home sales, whatever it is, I mean, things are changing on a dime. We're going to get one of these reports, and when that comes out, existing home sales, just all of it. You know, all of it's collapsing, and I think we'll start to see it in the data. And you know, this Fed, really in their heart of hearts, they don't want to. They're really dovish. I mean, they're trying to act like hawks, but they're really dovish.
They're all climate change people.
Exactly.
They're woke social justice people.
Yeah.
They really don't care about inflation. They're just being forced into doing this.
But think about what they have to do now. They have to deliberately hurt the economy, which means that the folks on the lower end of the income scale are going to be hurt the most. And they said they would not do that. They thought that they could use Fed policy to address social climate or social justice. Of course, you can't really do that. But to your point, that was their goal not long ago.
We will see.
Yeah.
Charles Payne,
All right.
good stuff, pretty good stuff. Catch
Thanks.
Charles weekdays, making money, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fox Biz. Our working folks are I would say they should buy on the way down and then own it forever.
I'm with you.
Especially good companies,
I'm with
right?
you.
All right.
I'm with you.
I like Charles. Love